How are we doing, Cowboys? It's Mr. Lankin coming to you on the first day of school of the 2020-2021 school year. We are in synchronous school lessons right now, which means that this video is being broadcast to you live with me as your instructor. This is a recording of a video, and that's likely how we're going to be conducting classes for this school year. You will see a recorded video. I will be there to present the video to you, and during the course of the presentation, you will be having the opportunities at some point to be able to ask questions and get your questions answered. What you are seeing now is how we're going to be doing this until the foreseeable future because of the situation with coronavirus and our desire to keep you safe from it as much as possible. So, well, let's go ahead and get started with introductions. My name is Mr. Scott Lankin. Lankin is not how you actually say my name. That is the pronunciation that I choose because it's easiest on everybody. The actual pronunciation is in French. It uses a lot of no's, and most Texans can't get it to save their lives. So therefore, a long time ago, I decided while I was in the Navy that I would use the name Lankin and make it easier on everybody else. Now, I say that because I'm about to tell you this. I um, do not speak Spanish, and I don't enunciate Spanish very well, and my R rolling is terrible. I would love to know your name as soon as we can get into the environment where we'll be in classes together, and I want to be able to say your name properly and everything like that. But like if you have a lot of extra enunciation on your name. Maybe I might not be able to do it too well, and we will just have to agree that names are hard sometimes, and we'll just do the best we can. Um, there is a student that was in my class in the second year that I was teaching, and she was very insistent that I say her name appropriately. And she said, "Sir, you're saying my name wrong." And I said, "Well, sweetie, how do you want me to say your name?" And she said, "Sir, my name is Jasmine Palomares." And I said, "Well, Jasmine Palomares, my name is said," and I said it the correct way. And she just went, "Uh, Palomares is fine, sir." But I learned how to say Jasmine's name correctly, and we had good times from then on. But suffice to say that you shouldn't really try and make a stink about how names are pronounced, because my name is way more difficult than your name is, probably. But in regards to that, let's do the best we can with last names, and everybody will be cool. I mentioned that I was in the Navy. That is correct. I was in the Navy for 10 years. I joined the Navy right out of high school. I was a nuclear reactor operator, which is a guy who runs a nuclear reactor to power the ship and to give it electricity and steam power to move it through the water. Now, if you have any questions about whether or not Mr. Lankin is a smart guy and knows what he's talking about, I hope that just answered it for you. I ran nuclear reactors. Okay, I'm a nuclear reactor operator in my previous job existence. So, in addition to that, at the end of my Navy career, after serving on board two ships, the USS Spadefish and the USS West Virginia, when I finally got done with those, we have a little thing in the Navy called shore duty, which is where after serving out in this ocean and stuff, and being able to take a little time off is necessary every now and then. So they let us have shore duty where we take a job at a shore facility of some kind. We don't go out to sea all the time. And my job was to go to Hawaii. Yeah, go to Hawaii and occasionally move radioactive pieces of material off of ships into a storage facility at Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard, which is a great job, and it doesn't demand a lot, and that's great because I also decided to go and get my bachelor's degree. I went to Hawaii Pacific University, which is a small school in downtown Honolulu, which also sends professors out to the military base to instruct soldiers, sailors, and airmen, guys in the Air Force, in college stuff so that we can easily get to our classes and not have to drive downtown. Um, I managed to get a 4-year degree in 2.5 years. Sadly, this resulted in me only being able to surf 10 times the entire 3 years that I was in Hawaii. So, boo on that, but yay for college. Anyway, then after I got out of the Navy, I had a bunch of jobs where I was a production supervisor for a little while in the oil and gas industry. I was an account manager at a pharmaceutical here in San Antonio, pharmaceutical companies where they make like lotions and creams and like facial scrubs and all your like acne products and stuff like that, and your foot creams for your athlete's foot, and your hand lotions for your dry chapped hands, and various other things that this company was capable of producing. I was an account manager there. And among other things that I did in between getting out of the Navy and becoming a teacher. So I've got a lot of experience in the actual, no kidding, real business world. And I can tell you a lot of things about how that really works, which is going to come in handy for many of the classes that I am teaching this year. Now, outside of that, for the last 10 years, I've been a teacher here at McCollum High School. I have taught business information management, principles of IT. I have taught a class in computer programming. I've taught a class in how to make web pages called Web Technologies, which is no longer a class. It's now web design, and it's being taught by Miss Rodriguez. But I have taught a lot of different subjects, and now this year I'm teaching business information management and principles of IT. And I would like for you to get a lot out of this class, and there's a lot to get out of this class because of the way that you must operate in this business world. Many of you are someday going to get to a point in your careers, no matter where you start, you're going to start off as a person who does some kind of work, be it physical labor where you're working with your hands or your body or something like that, or mental labor where you are using your mind to do paperwork or handle projects or something like that. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you want to get advanced. You want to move up the chain. Even if you're just like a dirt digger somewhere, there's a boss for the dirt diggers. And the bosses need to be able to do they need to know how to do documentation, which means making documents to be able to like write down what happened and talk about the things that have occurred. They need to be able to write letters to people to get things done. They need to be able to keep track of inventories, which is spreadsheet stuff and things like that. They need to be able to understand how databases work. They need to be able to understand how basic computers work, being able to set up these computer networks and things like that sometimes. So there's a lot of these business skills that are taught in the two classes that I'm teaching this year that basically involve people getting work done. That's more computer oriented as opposed to physically oriented, like a job where you're digging ditches. Even the ditch diggers have bosses. Okay, and someday you're going to want to be a boss. You're not going to want to be a peon. You're not going to be You're not going to want to be the person doing the job. You want to be the person who manages the people doing the job because those guys get paid more money, and we all like money, right? We all want to get paid more for essentially doing either the same work or easier work. So being the boss of those people means paperwork, and you're going to need to know how to do that paperwork if you want to get ahead. And I guarantee you, those kids up there in the north side, they are learning about how to do this on computers. They are learning about how to do spreadsheets. They are learning about how to do Word documents and everything like that. And by God, kids on the South Side deserve the same opportunities. So this is why you have to take this class. You have to take this class so that you can learn the same things that those North Side kids are learning about how to work computers and how to get ahead in the business world. Okay? So if you want to be the boss someday, if you don't want to be a worker bee your whole life, making chump change when you can be the boss making way more money, pay attention to class, learn how to do these documents. You're gonna learn how to. You're gonna need how to do documentation and stuff like that in school. You're gonna need to learn how to write papers and stuff. But yeah, once you get out of here, once you get out of college, when you're in the business world, you will need to know how to do documentation and paperwork, and that's where a lot of the stuff that we're teaching you this year is coming from. In addition to principles of IT, also doing a lot of work with how computers work, how the internet works, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. All right, so that was a little bit about me. That's a little bit about what the two classes that I teach are all about. Um, Let me get you a little bit of split screen action here. I use a thing called Streamlabs OBS. It is a program that your basic, like it's kind of like your one of the programs that your Twitch streamers or YouTubers use to split the screen just like this, so that you can see what's going on here, and you can also see what's going on in a side screen where things are happening. Okay, so sometimes you will see me talking while the thing is being discussed, and I'm going to click things and do stuff on the screen here. And sometimes you are going to see this screen where I just show you completely the screen of the information that we are talking about. So let's look at one of those screens here. We're going to talk about rules. Okay, um, one of the things that I really like to have as far as school is concerned is rules. And the reason that I like to have rules in place is because everybody's got rules. Okay, no matter where you go and what you do, there is rules for every place that you work. Even the ditch diggers have rules like don't dig in certain places because you're going to hit a gas main or a sewer line and cause an explosion or some real problems somewhere. Don't dig in this area because you're going to hit an electrical wire and electrocute yourself. Okay? Everybody's got rules. You've got to learn to follow rules if you're going to be successful in the world outside of school, even in school. Okay? So, let's talk about some good rules for this classroom that I would like to share with you, which will help you get along with this. These are my virtual classroom rules. There will be a different set of rules for when we are actually in the classroom. But for right now, with us in the virtual classroom, here's what I need you to know and here's what I need you to do. Okay? My big number one rule is being ready to learn. Okay? We are going to have synchronous sessions where I will be on camera and things will be discussed and things will be done. You will need to be there at that session, okay, as much as you possibly can. You know, be in class. As the schedule stands right now, it's Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, 8:20 in the morning. Okay, for 45 minutes, we will go for a BIM class, and then immediately following that is the Principles of IT class, PIT class, right after that. Be on time, be ready to learn, and I want to see everybody's bright shining faces and see that you are actually paying attention and that you are actually there and that you just didn't turn on the computer and walk away. So I want you to have your cameras on if you have a camera on your thing and you can show me that you're there. There are ways to change the background. If you are a person who is like, let's just say that there are some people in the world who do not have nice spaces that they live in. And if that is a concern for you, there are ways to change your background to a virtual one, which will only show your bright smiling face and not the crazy background behind you that you don't want anybody to see. If you need help with that, please email me and I can definitely get with you and show you how to make that happen. Okay, but I do want to see your cameras on and show me that you are available if possible. Okay, if we can't get started on time, if you can't get here on time, that's going to be a problem for you because you're going to miss stuff, you know. There are going to be days where we just go right into the lesson, we start shooting from the hip straight off the bat, and we're good to go. Okay? If you are not there at the beginning, then you're going to have a problem, and you're going to need to make time for me later to watch the video. All my videos are going to be posted to my YouTube channel here at school, and you will be able to see the lesson. But you know, if you're not here when this lesson is going synchronous, then maybe you have a question. Maybe you need some answers. Well, too bad you missed it. You got to wait till Friday to go to tutorials and talk to me live, unless it's something that can be answered via email. But the bottom line is, you ought to be here when you're supposed to be here, when the class is listed. Now, if you have an issue where you've got something that you're supposed to attend at the same time that we're supposed to be here synchronous, you need to talk to me. You need to potentially talk to the counselors, and we need to handle that if we can. But for the most part, wake up on time, bright and ugly, be on your computers ready to go at 8:20. Be here before 8:20, okay? You know that it takes a little bit of time to get your computer started up. You know that there's going to be some delay in getting the internet going and getting to your Google page and getting to the classroom. So don't like wake up at 8:20 and expect to roll out of bed and be in class. Get up early, eat a good breakfast, get your computer ready in advance, you know, do the right thing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? You must make time for completing classroom assignments on asynchronous days, which is the Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. There may be a document or presentation to look at on the Google Classroom and an activity to perform. So be ready to do that. Make a little time for me, 45 minutes every day. Okay? I'm going to try and keep everything to being done in 45 minutes. I'm trying not to make your lives miserable. I know that some of you don't have the computer to yourself, so we're going to make this as quick and painless as possible, and you can do your work in a reasonable time frame. Okay? Students with the need to be tutored can review the schedule for tutoring time. Career and Technology CTE classes will have tutoring hours on Fridays from 11 a.m. to noon as it stands right now. All right, let's go on to number 2. I need you to listen, and I need you to learn. Okay? Listening is a critical life skill, but one that takes practice. Okay? Everybody can hear. Okay? Right now, you are hearing me. Are you really paying attention? I just scrolled up from number 1. What was number 1? Do you even remember? Some of you out there are like, wait, what was number 1? What? I'm not paying attention yet, sir. Oh. Okay? Cut that out. Learn to listen. Learn to stop thinking about how you're going to respond and learn how to take in information. Hearing what's being said, remembering what's being said. Okay? One of the best things you can do to stop yourself from being distracted while someone else is talking is turn off those other devices. Okay? Turn off your phone. Okay? Move it to the side. Put it on silent. You can catch up with your buddies later. Okay? You got class right now. I know that we're in COVID conditions. I know that you're at home and it doesn't feel like you're in school. But you're in school. Make use of this time. Don't continue to fall behind, okay? Other people are learning while you are sitting still, okay? You got to turn off those devices and pay attention to what's going on, okay? Save your texting, messaging, and other communications for later. Don't try and play video games while I'm talking to you, okay? You're not going to pay attention, you're going to miss stuff, and then you're going to be wondering why nothing works, okay? If you want to ask questions, okay, get in the chat. There should be a chat box in whatever thing that we're using. Get in the chat box and say, and get my attention with Mr. Lankin. I'm going to be monitoring the chat. I am taping this for a reason. Okay, taping is an old term. I am recording this video right now, not at not at 8 o'clock in the morning whenever the live session is happening. I am recording this right now so that I can play this in the live session while I am watching it and you're watching it and I am monitoring the chat. Okay? If you have questions during the live session, you can get in the chat, get my attention, and I will pause the video and answer your questions if I can do it possible. Okay? I want you to keep the microphone off as much as possible. I want you to turn your microphones off whenever you are listening to the presentation and we're not paused. Okay? If you have your mics on and I have to have like 20, because we have combined all of the BIM classes into one. Everybody from BIM is supposed to be on. That's 150 people, possibly, okay? It's like more than 100 people could be on at any one time. If 100 people all have their microphones on and everybody's talking and everybody's sister is yelling about hair dryers in the background and stuff, no one's going to be able to listen to anything. And it's going to be the Wild West and craziness and no one's going to hear anything, okay? So turn off your microphones, get in the chat, get my attention, say my name, and then I will pause the video, answer the question, and you can say your question, and then I can answer it for you, okay? But don't blurt out, don't just be like clicking on your mic, Mr. Lincoln, sir, sir, sir. You got to stop that. If I have to, I will mute everybody, okay? I will take control of the situation, I will mute everybody, because we can't have everybody trying to talk over everybody else, okay? If you're lost, there are ways of getting yourself unlost. There are books online for the things that we're going to be doing. I will show you how to get to those books later on. You will learn how to get your assignments, and you will learn that if you get lost, if something doesn't make sense, you can go to the book and get answers from the book, okay? If you get lost, go back a little bit and find the place where you started losing your track, and then see if you can reread it and get it and understand it. If not, get in the chat, get my attention, have it explained to you. If not, the video sessions are going to be posted to my YouTube channel. You can rewind those using the arrow keys on your keyboard. You can go back a little bit and it'll repeat, and then go back and then it'll repeat. Maybe it makes sense to you after hearing it a couple times. If not, Friday tutoring sessions are available. Okay. Always feel free to email me also, any day during the week. If you have a question, if you've got some issues or something like that, you may also email me. I will answer your questions in a timely fashion. I may not get to you like right away, but I will do my best to get there and get it done for you, okay? Let's talk about number 3, being respectful. Remember the golden rule. Golden rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which is a fancy way of saying, if you don't like getting punched in the nose, don't punch anybody in the nose. If you don't like people yakking and talking and being disrespectful, Don't do that yourself to other people. Okay? Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Ask your questions. Get answers. This is school. You are here to learn. Don't feel like you have to like pretend to know something so that you look cool for your friends. You know how many of my friends from high school I've ever seen outside of the one time that I went to a class reunion? Like once. Dude came into my workplace. I said, "Hey, how's it going, bro?" And he's like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." We talked for like 20 minutes and that was it. It's the only guy I've ever seen in like 20 years of being out of high school. Don't worry about these guys and what they think of you. If you've got a question, ask it. This is your life, your business. Okay? Are you going to worry about being cool and robbing yourself of money later on? Uh-uh. Get that paper. Okay? Get your questions answered. Be smart. Get that paper. All right, now, here's a big one. I know you'll have some smart kids out there. Okay? Be patient. Not everyone understands things as fast as you do sometimes, okay? Just because it has to be repeated to someone else doesn't mean that you get to be a smarty pants and make fun of them because they didn't get it, okay? At some point, you're going to be the dummy needing explained, and then, people are going to laugh at you, and that's going to suck because nobody likes to be laughed at, okay? Be respectful. Even if it's a dumb question according to you, okay? You're going to ask a dumb question at some point in the future. Be nice to each other. All right, respect is a two-way street. Those that learn this go far in life, okay? You're nice to other people are nice to you. Many of the times in my life when I've needed somebody to help me out, it was because I helped them out at some point earlier, okay? Respect is a two-way street. Be nice to other people are nice to you. All right, let's practice integrity. Number 4, practice integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody else is looking, okay? Integrity is doing the right thing. Integrity is being honest. Integrity is not cheating. Okay? You're in a situation where all of the stuff that we're going to be doing here in this class is going to be something that you might potentially use later on in your business career, in your life, in some kind of environment where you are making money. Okay? What happens if you are cheating? What happens if you don't pay attention? What happens if you don't, get that knowledge that we're talking about today? Well, guess what? All of the lessons that I teach basically build off of the lessons that came before it. Okay? If I taught you about something today, we're using it today, we're using it tomorrow, we're probably going to be using it like a bunch of times throughout the course of the class. And every time it comes up again, if you cheated to get past that first test of knowledge, well, then you're going to get screwed tomorrow and a couple days from now and like on the test 3 weeks from now and at the midterm and a bunch of other times because all this stuff is going to be used a lot, okay? Imagine if you weren't paying attention or if you cheated and you got somebody to help you out for saving homework the right way. And then every single time you saved your homework, you didn't know what you were doing. You'd be in a lot of trouble, wouldn't you? Pay attention. You are just cheating yourself out of money if you don't pay attention to the things that we're doing in this class. Okay? Have some personal integrity. Do the right thing. Have some respect for your future. Don't cheat. You're stupid if you cheat. Okay? Because this is stuff that you will use in a business world later on. Okay? Now, if I catch you cheating, and trust me, there are ways to catch people cheating. Okay? Even in this online environment, there are ways that I can tell that you've been getting your answers from somebody else. Okay? If I find out that you're cheating, it's a 0. Okay? If you knowingly help somebody cheat, like if I bust somebody and I'm like, where'd you get this knowledge? And they're like, I got it from Bobby. Hey, guess what? Bobby's getting a 0 too. Okay? If I can figure out that Bobby actually did provide those answers, Bobby's getting a 0 too. Okay? So don't cheat. Don't help people cheat. You're just keeping people from learning the things that they need to know. All right? So that's bad. Number 5, have fun. Have fun. I know. It's like, what is he talking about? We're going to be doing Word and PowerPoint and Excel and stuff. Yeah, business stuff. Yeah, okay. Fine. It may not be the most exciting stuff in the world. It may not be your cup of tea. I've had plenty of students over the year come to me and say, Sir, when am I ever going to use this in my life? Hey, it's up to you to make it fun sometimes. It's up to you to pay attention. It's up to you to get the work done. Okay? Find ways to make it fun. Make it a challenge. Make it like to where who can turn in assignments faster, you or your buddy. Who can get this stuff done? Who gets a higher score? Make it competitive. I've seen y'all on Xbox. Y'all love those little achievements and stuff like that. Make achievements for yourself. Give yourself a gold star if you got all your stuff done this week. Okay? Find ways to make it fun. Find ways to make it interesting. guess what? When you do things that are fun and interesting, or you make it fun and interesting for yourself, time flies by. Right now, we're at 25 minutes on this video. Did you even notice that? Hopefully not, because it's like hopefully I'm being entertaining and I'm talking to you and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. I got this guy. Okay. If you don't like what's going on, if you hate stuff, if you think it's awful, it's just gonna take longer. Okay. There's nothing worse than being at something that sucks and you hate it. It's like, think about that. Think about every time that you've done something that you didn't like. How long did it take to get out of there? Like, it took forever. Okay? What about the fun times that you had? That time that you went out with your buddies. Okay? It's like you go to Six Flags or something like that. And it's like, oh my God, where did the day go? It's already 7. It's already like 9 o'clock and they're closing up the park. Dang it, man. We got to go. Oh, dude, we didn't get to do everything we wanted to do. Okay? When you're having fun, when you're doing stuff that you like, time goes by fast. When you're not having fun, when you're hating life, when everything sucks and you don't like it, it takes forever. Okay? It's up to you to make that choice. Can I make this fun? Can I make this interesting? I mean, make fun of me in your own house or whatever. I don't care. Make it interesting for yourself. Okay? I've got these two guys that I watch on YouTube, and sometimes the stuff that they're talking about is not that interesting, but they're Canadian and they have funny accents. And I do this thing where it's like I count up every time they say the word about, because that's how Canadians say about. And it's like I keep a running track in my head and I laugh at them hilariously every time they say some funny Canadian word. Okay? Make it fun for yourself somehow. Okay? If you don't like what you're doing, make it fun for yourself. All right? Choose to have a great day. Only you can do it. Now, there's going to be a form at the end, in the Google Classroom at the end of this presentation. You will see the Google form along with the assignment. I'm going to need you to put in your name as a signature saying that you understand my rules, and that you're going to comply with them, and you're not going to be a jerk in my class and stuff like that, okay? Say that you'll follow the rules, do the best you can to follow them. I will post up this document as well, and you'll be able to review it and sign that you agree with it, okay? Now, another thing that we can discuss. Whoops. Hey, where are you going? Another thing that we can discuss is the McCollum High School computer rules. Now, this is more or less the straight up document. I have not necessarily changed this too much for the virtual environment because it's something that is more formal, shall we say? Okay, the district has rules about how and what you do with the internet that they provide. And the district may or may not be providing you with internet. You may be using your home internet. But guess what? At some point in the process, you sending information to the Google Classroom, you sending information to the district servers, okay? Any kind of thing that you are doing to provide information to me or to access the district or the school's website or stuff like that, this is where these rules come into play. And I'm just going to go ahead and go over them, kind of quickly, hopefully. And you will be responsible for adhering to these rules and not violating these rules and basically not doing bad stuff that will get you kicked out of school. Because that's what happens whenever people mess with the school's internet stuff. It's like they don't like it, they take great offense to it, and if you think that you are going to mess with the school's internet and, just still get to go to school like nothing happened, no, that's not going to do. Okay, so here we go. Keep in mind, this is not necessarily all pertaining to whatever situation you may have, but if it does, then pay attention to these rules. Okay, student internet users under the age of 18 must obtain parental permission, must sign a form. Student use of school computers, networks, and internet services is a privilege, not a right. Students are required to comply with the HISD policy and its accompanying rules. Any violation of these rules will result in loss of user privileges and disciplinary actions. Keep in mind, this accounts for your Google Classroom, your Google Gmail account that you use for school stuff. Like, you can't use your Gmail account to sell weed or something like that. That's not allowed, okay? So, that is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Even if you think, oh, I'm on my home computer, on my own laptop that my parents bought for me, yeah, you still are accessing HISD stuff whenever you do your schoolwork through the Google Classroom, through the district servers. If you happen to be borrowing a laptop from the school or an iPad from the school or something like that, you are using our property. You must respect it and you must follow the rules. Okay, number 2, students are responsible at all times for their use of district's electronic communication system, that's your Gmail and all that stuff, and must assume personal responsibility to behave ethically and responsibly, even when technology provides them the freedom to do otherwise. This is stuff like, do you have Google Translate? Do you know what Google Translate is? Yes. Okay, cool. Should you use Google Translate to do your Spanish homework? No. You should not. You should learn Spanish and do your Spanish homework. Okay? Even if the internet allow, like, if you know ways of hacking the school's computers and giving yourself all A's, no, you do not do that. That is, I mean, it's possible, but it's not ethical. Don't do things that are bad. Number 3, all data stored or transmitted on school computers may and will be monitored. All floppy disks, CDs, pen drives brought from home must be approved for school use and scanned for viruses by authorized school personnel prior to student usage. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. Don't bring your own stuff. You might have viruses on it. Students with access will access only curriculum-related materials for education under the direction of a teacher. Internet use at school includes classroom activities, career development, high quality personal research. Failure to acquire teacher permission prior to internet usage will result in disciplinary action, possibility of fines, and loss of user privileges. Basically, it means when you're in school using our computers, don't play games. That's how simple it is. Don't play games. Don't search for online weed stores and all kinds of weird stuff like that. Okay, don't do it. Use our computers for important school work. Okay. Now there may be opportunities for me where a teacher, that is me, tells you that you can play games because you have earned the right to do so because you have done so much work. It's amazing. Okay, that is by direction. Okay, under the direction of a teacher. Okay, if I tell you you can play games, that's what we can do. If you just play games, that's a violation and that's bad. Okay, student usage of personal email from any district computers strictly prohibited. Don't be doing email. Don't be doing Facebook. Don't be doing Twitter. Don't be doing Instagram. Don't be doing Snapchat on any of the district computers. That's not what they're there for. Okay. Any misuse or abuse of equipment or supplies will result in disciplinary action, possible fines, loss of user privileges. That's the big one. Loss of user privileges. Guess what? Hard to do a computer class if you don't have access to a computer, isn't it? Okay. They will kick you out of class because you can't be trusted with computers. Misuse and abuse includes altering any part of the screen, settings, equipment, or supplies, and doing graffiti on them and stuff. Okay. Altering any parts of the screen. There are some people who know how to flip a screen over. Let me see if I can get it done here. Nope. Okay. I can't show you how to do. I can't show you the thing that would make it look that way, but suffice to say, there's ways to make your computer screen flip around and be sideways or upside down or something like that. You are not the only person that uses school computers. Under normal circumstances, kids would come in from one class. After kids from another class would be in there, and somebody would flip the screen around or do something weird or lock it up or something. Hey, not everybody is having a good day, and some people are, you know, some people have mental disabilities. Some people have issues that you don't know about. Maybe the person that comes after you is has an emotional issue going on, or they're the kind of person who has a mental handicap that doesn't allow for any kind of deviation from the normal. Like if they see something's weird and out of whack, that just ruins their entire day. And I've seen it. I've had kids in class that have had ADHD, kids that have had like kids in the autism spectrum and stuff like that. And let me tell you, if something was wrong and something was weird and out of place, that had a definite negative impact on their ability to do schoolwork for the rest of the class period and sometimes for the rest of the day. And I need you to be aware of that, and I need you to be nice to people, okay? I need you, if we're in school, don't mess up the computer, don't lock it up, don't do weird stuff with the screen, don't shove things into the computer that messes up the fans and their ability to cool the computer. That can cause it to overheat. The more that you do graffiti on it or mess it up or break things on it, guess what? We don't buy fancy new stuff whenever you do that. We buy the same old stuff. And when we buy the same old stuff that we don't have to, that means we have less money for the fancy new stuff when it's time for the getting the fancy new stuff. And that means that we get it later or we get less of it. And then we don't get to have nice classrooms full of nice new computers. We have old classrooms full of cruddy computers until we can scrounge up enough money to get those nice computers. Folks, we are in a district that does not really have a lot of money. Okay? I don't know if you've noticed this. I don't know if you've been made aware of this, but we can use all the money we can get our hands on, and the more we have to replace broken stuff because you're a jerk about using the computer or something, the worse off it is for all of us. Okay? Be nice, be helpful, don't be a jerk and mess up the computers. Okay? All right. Number 7, any attempt to circumvent the network filtering software is prohibited and result in disciplinary action, possibility of fine, and loss of user privileges. That means if you know that you are not supposed to be searching for something and you find a way to make the school's websites do it anyway, you're going to get in trouble. Inappropriate use of electronic information resources can be a violation of local, state, and federal laws. Students can and will be prosecuted for violating those laws. Don't make the computer do stuff that you know it's not supposed to. Okay, students will not plagiarize or copy works that you find on the internet or on any student data files. Okay, internet or other students. Don't copy other students' work. Okay, do your own work. This is for your benefit. Do your own work. Get your own credit. Learn the things that you're supposed to learn. Plagiarism is taking the ideas of others, writings of others, and presenting them as your own. If somebody else writes a paper and you turn in that same paper, that is plagiarism. Okay. Cheating and copying will not be tolerated and will result in disciplinary action, possibility of fines, and loss of user privileges. You will receive a referral and a 0 for any copied work. Okay, that's something I keep forgetting to put on my little rules of the classroom. It's not just a 0, it's also a referral. And that referral, if you are one of these people who are trying to get into some National Honor Society or something like that, if you get a referral for plagiarism and copying and stuff, you don't get to be in the National Honor Society, you dirty, dirty cheater. Okay, so keep that in mind, all you smart guys who maybe want to skip a step. Referrals for copying, plagiarizing, stuff like that, that's going to keep you out of the National Honor Societies, and then that's just not going to help you get into college, is it? Okay, IX, which is 9. Students will not make any alterations to the computer settings, such as altering icons, which means like making the picture of whatever it is be something different. Icon arrangement, up to a degree. Like changing the stuff on your desktop, yeah, it's probably okay. Changing things that should be there to not being there, that's probably not good. Folders and files, renaming, moving, and deleting files. Okay, don't do that. Okay, changing tools and taskbars, changing screensavers, changing the desktop background, changing the mouse settings, like making it go really super slow or super fast or something weird like that. Don't do it. Please leave our computers the way they are. Okay. Remember, some people have issues that you don't know about. There are kids that we have had at this school that are colorblind, and if you set up the computer to have a red, to have a red background with a green mouse, somebody's going to have a bad day, and they're not going to be able to do stuff with the computer. Okay, that's not good, and that's not on you to do that kind of stuff. Okay, be nice to your fellow man and woman and student and stuff. Okay, students will not copy, install, or uninstall or download unapproved software, games, inappropriate graphics, illustrations, video, or audio clips, etc. This includes your disk that you keep your Minecraft game on. Don't do it. Keep your stinking, dirty, virus-laden Minecraft off of my computer at school. Okay? Students will take CDs, discs, books, class folders, and class equipment out of the classroom. Do not do that. Do not take our stuff out of the classroom. Now 10. Students will not make any malicious attempt to harm, destroy disks, files, data, or another user or agency's network that are connected to this system. This includes, but is not limited to, downloading or creation of computer viruses. Inappropriate use can be a violation of local, state, and federal laws. Students can and will be prosecuted for violating those laws. Don't destroy our network with your stupid internet viruses. Yes, I know that they're out there. Yes, I know how you can get them. No, I will not teach you how to get them. And you will definitely not put those on our school website because that's bad and stupid. Okay, the more you make us spend money on people fixing our internet problems, the less money we have for cool stuff like new band halls and awesome stadiums and cool uniforms and stuff. Okay, it continues on into page 2. This is 11. You are agreeing in these steps here. I will make every effort to attend class daily and follow the MHS attendance and tardy policy. I'm aware of the consequences should I not attend class. Yes, even in this virtual environment, you are still required to attend class every day. Even if it's not a live session, at some point on the not live session days, you still must, by the end of the day, have checked in at some point and done some work for us, okay? Every day you should be doing some work in every class that you have. 12 here. I will make a sincere effort to apply myself in the classroom. I agree to work in class on a daily basis. I understand the consequences should I not perform academically. Okay. If you fail this class, it's required. Okay, especially BIM. BIM is a required class, and PIT substitutes for this class in their IT arrangement. Okay, if you don't pass this class, you're gonna have to take it over. You're gonna have to do it in summer school, which sucks because you could be on summer vacation. Okay, or you're gonna have to do like credit recovery, or you're just gonna have to take it again next year. That sucks. That's wasted time. That's time that you could be spent getting other skills that will pay you money in the future. Don't waste your time. Do your work. Do it hard. Get it done. Okay, 13. I will sit in my assigned seat every day. Obviously, this is just a when we're in school thing. I understand if I'm not seated at my assigned computer, I will be counted as absent, lose my privileges, receive disciplinary action. Okay. When we put you at a certain desk, it's going to have a login for you at that desk. It's going to have all of your stuff, and you're going to be able to have all your links to things, and like we do word of the day, quote of the day. And if you don't have those links, then you got to remember which website you need to go to, and it just takes up your time, and it's stupid. Don't go sit in a different. Don't go sit in a different one. Don't do dumb stuff and waste time. Okay, we got things to do. We got stuff to learn. Sit in your seat, get started, get going. 14. I will not copy or plagiarize any student data files and use as my own work. I understand that I will receive a referral and a 0 for any copied plagiarized work. I assume the responsibility at number 15 here. I assume the responsibility for being aware of and obeying the computer classroom rules, user and internet agreement, academic agreement, and district code of conduct. I understand disciplinary action will be taken should I fail to follow all of the above. Don't do bad things. Be a good student. Take care of business. Learn things that those kids on the north side are learning, and you need to learn if you're going to compete against them for big time bucks in jobs later on. Okay? All right, now there's also going to be another form with some signatory stuff, and notice down here at the bottom, parent and guardian signature. Okay, I will require you to put in some information that your parents should know, which means that they have gone through this, and you should have them read this as well. It will also be in the Google Classroom. Have them read it, and have them also indicate that they agree to make you follow these rules. Okay, now that is my time. We're at 42 minutes, and we need to be wrapping this up. So that's what I've got for you today. It's a lot of rules. I did a lot of talking. Hopefully it wasn't too awful. But hopefully also I was a little entertaining, and that you are going to have a good time with me. We're going to learn a lot of stuff. We're going to do things that are fun and will definitely get you paid in the future when you assume boss-like jobs or nice, cushy, air-conditioned office jobs. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, we all want to work in nice, cushy, air-conditioned offices, right? Okay, I don't know about you, but all summer long when it was 100 degrees, the thing that I said to myself the most was, "Whew, I'm glad I don't have to work outside." Okay, when you know these things, you can have the cushy office job. Okay, the cushy office job pays well. The cushy office job does not have to go out in 100-degree weather. Okay, you want to have that cushy office job if at all possible. So, do the best you can. Get your ducks in a row every day. Be here for class on time. Mondays and Wednesdays for synchronous sessions. Look on the Google Classroom on asynchronous days to get your assignments that are not that are going to be needing to be worked on during the days where I am not presenting live. Okay, that's all for today. We will see you guys on Wednesday at another live session. But check out this Google Classroom for your class on Tuesday for another assignment related to the stuff that we were doing today. Okay? We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the year. Go Cowboys.